Good day everyone, I'm Diana de los Santos and I would like to present my position paper entitled The Poverty Around the World. For those who live here on planet, have we ever become conscious or aware on the countless issues or problems that has been experiencing by the human race as of now? As a society, we are stuck and we've been stuck for a long time. One of the reasons is that our world today has been experiencing a major social problem that are multifarious and massive. Let us consider that poverty is one of the most arguable issues and a long-standing causes of a chronic suffering of the humanity. What comes in our mind when we hear the word poverty? When it comes to poverty, there is a magnitude of definitions explaining the term. We tend to think that poverty is all about the scarcity of economic resources. As we look around, the magnitude of a poverty is notably ionic in several countries. Approximately more than 20% of the world population lives in a poverty. Poverty is one of the big problems in the world today because thousands of people die each year. As a consequence, they don't have the resources to get the food or anything that could provide them a good life or houses that could keep them from suffering outside in the cold weather. Poverty has also raised the rate of a crime due to the lack of essential items for their survival. Have you ever imagined in every seconds or days pass why poverty exists in the world today? There are many reasons why poverty exists today. First is the people of a high class. These are the people who spend their money on stuff that aren't necessary for their daily needs. Second is all about war. It is the most common or popular causes of a poverty. Because instead of spending their money on killing machines, rather to donate the money on those people who don't have anything to live for, the people that needs water, the shelter, and the people that needs warm places, and those people that needs money to raise their kids. The causes of a reason is the lack of education, a high divorce rate, the culture of poverty, and overpopulation. As you can see, the poverty makes people suffer. But most of the time, the people that suffer the most are the poor ones. These are the effects of a poverty as a poor ones. You don't have the power to regulate the things you wanted. One of the common examples is all the poor ones are not treated as they should be treated. And other usual effects of a poverty is about the mental or physical. A lot of the people mislay their minds on which they do things such as hurt themselves or others. They also commit crimes such as killing, kidnapping, and holduping to take their frustrations and for their survival needs. Is there be a solution? Well, probably it's a big yes. There are many ways on how we can solve this kind of circumstances. First is the teachers. Second is the police. Third is the peace organizers on poverty. So they are the ones who would like the nation progress and unite as one. They implement a principles in which an introductions of a compulsory of educations and a resources who are unable to support for themselves. Second is they to have a preferential or a privileged option for the poor ones. Third is to create an action oriented for interpartnership. Fourth is to serve those who suffer, to develop their capacities and to stakeholders. Fourth is to provide a guidance on how to apply a human rights standards in effort to combat the poverty. And lastly is the implementing the poverty reduction and eradication policies. So my peace advocate is Dr. Muhammad Yunus. So he is a Bangladesh banker. So he was known for professor of economics, and he was known for successful in for successful in multi-court. So Dr. Muhammad Yunus is one of a founding members of the Global Elders, which is it is a group of public figures which is noted as a global elders and peace activists and known as a high advocators. So his goal was is to solve the global problems by using almost his 1,000 collection experiences. So on his quote, if you go out into the real world, you cannot miss seeing that the poor are the poor not because they are untrained or illiterate, but because they cannot retain the returns of their labor. They have no control over the capital, and it's the ability to control capital that gives people the power to rise out of poverty. So, our world today, many individuals are living in a condition of extremely poverty. So, my passamentaries that I may relate to paragraph number 16 and 17 is the right to choose freely on one's states in life. So human beings have also the right to choose for themselves. So which is the kind of life which appeals to them. And lastly is to support an education for the children which is a right to belong to a primarily to the parents. So one of the most important ways of building the peace is through the form of globalization. So in order to govern the globalization, we need, however, there is essential need, which is a strong sense of a society, global society, or solidarity between the rich and the poor nation. So globalization, it eliminates the barrier and brings the people together. So my position will be as an observer. So based on my peace problem, which is the poverty around the world. So based on my opinion, poverty should be addressed by everybody in the world. So if no one concerned or be bothered in this kind of issues, still it keeps going on, getting worse as times goes by. While second, as a contributor, so I would like to have an information through my paper to those people who want to have study what poverty is, what they're doing to us, and how to eradicate the poverty. And lastly, I am anti-poverty. So there are many ways on how we can solve the poverty to end or to eradicate the poverty. So first is to have to guarantee a shelter and education, and to make a unite to other countries which in a standard condition. And lastly, it is important to have a giving with a heart in order to end the poverty. So that's my end, and this is my peace project. This is my peace project, which is, as you can see in the picture, a man was carrying a globe away from the place of a poverty to the position where the peace can be attained. So this means that the poverty should be eradicated in order to attain a peaceful life. So this will lessen a number of people suffering from challenges brought by a poor or a deprived community. And this will be made possible if people will start to work hard in order to achieve success in life. That's all. So I would like to thank Miss Padua and those who view my video. Thank you. Yun na.